The Wyndham Caesars match is dead. Unfortunately, getting perks at Caesars properties has become much more difficult. But fortunately, Caesars has now released a new annual fee credit card that comes with perks at Caesars properties. Is it worth it? How do you optimize it? Today we're going to talk about it. My name is Sean, and I'm here with my co-host.
Hi everyone, I'm Sherwin. On today's episode of the Credit Card BS podcast, everything about the newly launched Caesars Rewards Prestige Visa Signature Card. So as you know, the Wyndham Business Card used to be the best way to get Caesars Diamond status because Wyndham Business got you Wyndham Diamond, which automatically gives you Caesars Diamond on the match. But they since changed that this year, and if you got your Wyndham Diamond through the credit card, it does not match to Caesars anymore. So it's been really hard to get outside value of credit cards with Caesars or any Las Vegas property for that matter. Now, the new credit card that was released is the $149 annual fee version of the Caesars card, and it's issued through Comenity Bank. I haven't really heard of this bank before, but it is what it is. And it's quite interesting. I would say it's not as bad as I initially thought it would be. It's a $149 annual fee. The bonus right now is 20,000 reward credits and 2,500 tier credits when you spend $1,000 outside of Caesars within the first 90 days. In my view, this is a pretty weak bonus for a card with an annual fee. 20,000 rewards credits is equivalent to about $200 to spend at Caesars stuff. So that's usually the amount of a no annual fee card bonus that I'm expecting. When there's an annual fee, usually you want something at least 60,000 to 80,000 points to be competitive. So the bonus is quite disappointing, but are the perks nonetheless making this card worth keeping? So for multipliers, you get 7x rewards credits at Caesars rewards destinations, 2x rewards credits on dining, travel, entertainment, and 1x rewards credits everywhere else, including cash advances, since it's a casino card. Now, remember that rewards credits expire 6 months without activity. So it's a much shorter turnaround. So if I earn a bunch of rewards credits and I don't go to Caesars or I don't earn points for more than 6 months, you lose all of it. So, and it's very hard to get that restored. There's no general policy for getting it back. So please make sure you keep an eye out on your Caesars rewards credits expiration. I'd say the one other nice thing about rewards credits is it's basically just a cash equivalent. It's just like one reward credit %. So you're not going to get outsized value from it, but there is sort of a hack where, let's say I'm dining at a Caesars property or I'm buying something and I use my accounts rewards credits to pay for the meal or for the hotel stay or for the thing instead of using cash. That redemption actually counts as paid for through your system. So you're not going to pay sales tax on it. So in a sense, it's a little more than 1 cent per point if you take into account that redemption waives the sales tax to the extent that you're using points to cover it. So keep that in mind. So before I keep going on the benefits, Sean, any thoughts on these multipliers, or would you actually spend on this card?
No. I mean, it's interesting. I don't think the bonus is great. The spending, sure, the 7x at Caesars, okay. I guess I could see that. The funny thing though that I think this is this weird kind of paradox of Vegas stuff is if you're spending a bunch of money at Caesars properties all the time, right? You're probably gambling a lot. Presumably, I could be, there's probably people that just go to Caesars because they like going to Caesars or whatever. But presumably you're gambling a lot, right? And if you're gambling a lot, most of this stuff would probably be comped for you. If this multiplier is going to start making any difference, that's kind of the funny part, right? If you're someone that's going to spend thousands of dollars in Vegas, probably you're gambling, maybe not. But if you are gambling, the multiplier doesn't do anything. So it's kind of a very small amount of people that this would be very applicable to, if that makes sense.
I think that's a really good point. But actually brings me to the next benefit of this card is earning tier credits for spending a lot on this card. So if you are someone who actually gambles a lot, cares about your Caesars rewards status, then you can actually earn your way up on the status by spending. So for example, you get 2,500 tier credits when you make a purchase outside of Caesars in the first 90 days approval. You get annual bonus of 2,500 tier credits for spending 10K calendar year, and then 15,000 tier credits for spending 50K on purchases in calendar year. These are pretty big spend thresholds. So you really have to weigh if this makes sense for you. I suspect for most people, it does not make sense to chase these thresholds. And there's a pretty big opportunity cost for putting that much spend on this card that could go toward other things, right? Like think about like if I spend $50,000 on purchases and I put that on a Hyatt business card, how many elite night credits would I get? Like 25, and that's like a long ways toward globalist or whatever milestone rewards you're earning. So is it worth putting it on this? You need to really think about carefully.
Yeah, and I think what's interesting is it's not like a case where, at least the phrasing of this doesn't sound like, oh, I can hit like $100,000 of spend and then get 30,000 bonus tier credits, right? No, it's like a one bonus. So if you wanted to like spend your way to like a really high tier Caesar status, that's not going to happen. You could spend 50K to get like Diamond, right? That's decent, but like that's what we were getting for free before on the Wyndham card, like I don't think I spent 50K for that. Yeah, like I think also like on a similar note to the whole like the multipliers thing, status in Vegas is always very funny to me as well, because it's the same, like people, like when you spend a lot of money on gambling in Vegas, things get comped like immediately, right? They don't really care about your status tier, right? Like if you're gambling a lot, they'll comp it. Period. So that's what's always funny about like, oh, you gamble a lot to get the status tier, but it's like it's kind of this like charade of status. Like, yes, you're getting these benefits, but you probably would have gotten them anyways just by your gambling threshold, right? And it's like, well, if you're not like, I'm not like a gambler, okay, but like if you're gonna get the status in Vegas, kind of like, what's the point if you're not gonna go to Vegas and gamble a lot? Like, I've been to Vegas a lot. I'm kind of sick of it, and like I don't know like that much other things to do. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. Okay, now we're going to actually talk about what might be the keeper perks, the things that sort of justify annual fee from year to year. So you get $50 slot play at Caesars Rewards Destinations. Not bad, something. The $100 dining credit at Caesars Rewards Destinations. This is very interesting because I feel like it's actually pretty tangible. Go out to eat at a Caesars restaurant, $100 off the bill, pretty nice. You also get one complimentary hotel night. So it's like an anniversary bonus at Caesars Rewards Destinations, up to $300, which is not bad. And then for the first year, you get upgrade to platinum status when you use your card within the first 90 days of approval. Now, platinum status, the main perk of that is free parking, if I'm not mistaken. The more meaningful perks really only kick in from diamond and above. So I guess it's like free parking in your first year. So thoughts on this, Sean, and how does this compare to the previous pathway that most people took, which was using Wyndham Diamond to get Caesars Diamond, which would give you the free parking as well, but also the $100 dining credit from the diamond status?
Yeah, so compared to the previous route, this is objectively an L, like a big L, because the Wyndham card was a lower annual fee. You earned points that made it an objective keeper card. You also got Wyndham status. You got higher level Caesar status, which was waived resort fees at any Caesars property. You could stay for some of these hotels like ridiculously cheap. Like I remember booking a friend, like we were at a hotel, it was like $15 a night, like at the Flamingo, like $15. It was funny though, because he was like, this is such a dump, and he left. We left, and then we went to Crockford's, but like it was funny because it was $15. So like this is a big L. Now, putting that aside, I actually would go as far to say that this is like a light keeper card. I'm not going to get it personally, but I will say, like, okay, you get the free hotel night. I don't know if you have to pay resort fees on it. Like, knowing Vegas, I'm guessing you do. But, like, even so, up to $300, that's legit. Okay, that's a night to see, like, a decent... I don't know if you have to do, like, the standard room or how that works. But, like, hey, you get a night at Caesar's Palace or, like, Nobu and Caesar's Palace. That's pretty decent for, like, $149 card. And then the $50 slot play. Like, look, if you're someone that's going to Vegas enough to consider a credit card, like... for, a Vegas credit card, I'm going to consider the $50 of slot play and dining credit almost as good as cash. The only exception to that would be like, okay, if you're a big gambler, maybe all your food's comped anyways, so the $100 like dining credit doesn't mean anything, but the slot play would still mean something. So like if you're someone that like, hey, makes an annual trip to Vegas, you don't gamble that much. Maybe you gamble a little bit for fun, or you just make a trip to Vegas or whatever for once a year. I would actually say this is like a keeper card, just because, right, you're getting perks that I would say objectively outweigh it. Ironically, though, if you're a heavy gambler, it probably doesn't make any sense because the free night you like would have already gotten, and the $100 dining doesn't mean anything. Sure, you get a $50 slot credit, but that's about it. But I would say there is a slice of people where it's like you make a family trip to Vegas. I don't know, you go with your significant other something once a year. You'll want it to be cheaper. You'll want a better value from it. This is like a keeper card in that sense. But I would not go to so far as to say it's like this is a oh yeah, like this is an Aspire. Everyone's got to go get 10 of these things. It's so good. Like it's, it's a light keeper card. What are your thoughts, Sherwin?
Yeah, I definitely agree this could be worse. The thing that annoys me a little bit is just like the fact that platinum status is only for the first year, it seems, unless I'm misunderstanding their terms. And so basically after the first year, you have to pay for parking, which is a big L. I think, even if they did some sort of compromise where it's like beginning of the second year, you'll get 5 free parking passes per year or something. I think that would be very reasonable. But of course, if they can add free parking as a perk of this card, be much more inclined to get it. Now, in terms of the difference, so previously you could get Caesar's Diamond with the $100 dining credit. This one, you don't get Caesar's Diamond, but you get like the $100 dining credit from the card. So that's about the same. Now, the main difference is like, I think on the Wyndham business card, you get 15,000 anniversary points just by renewing the card, which you could transfer to Caesar's points, like 15,000 rewards credits. And that's basically $150 off something. Now, this one, you get the complimentary hotel night up to $300. So technically, this dollar amount is more from that perspective, but it's also higher annual fee. So you kind of have to weigh that against each other. I think the big missing piece here then is just like no more waived resort fees, which like in Vegas is actually a huge percentage of your rate, because if your hotel is only $100 to $200 range, a $40 to $60 resort fee is actually a gigantic percentage. So I think overall, I mean, I like the complimentary hotel night. I like the dining credit that comes with this, but the parking and the no more wave resort fees does bother me quite a bit. And that's just kind of like my general analysis. Also, with Caesar's Diamond, you get free tickets to the Link, so that's no longer here.
Yeah, I agree. I think also my thing on this is like I'm not a fan of Caesar's like portfolio as much as MGM's, because Caesar's like their nicest flagship hotel is Caesar's Palace, but like I've been to Caesar's
Nobu.
Palace. I stayed at the Nobu Tower, and it's like this is it, I'm like, obviously there's the high roller suites that are going to be really nice and stuff, but I'm like, the Aria is way better. Bellagio is way better. Right, like there's no question about that in my mind. It's like I would be much more interested in. Yes, I guess now that wait, that's the W now, right? Yeah, like
yeah, they rebranded.
So like I would be more interested on like an MGM, esque version of this card, where like they kind of take these and apply it to MGM properties. That would actually appeal to me a lot more, because like I would go to MGM properties. I won't, after staying at Nobu and Caesars, and like it was like the definition of mid. Like it wasn't expensive, but it was just so mid. Like I don't plan to return.
Yeah, I would be more sad. I'm really sad that Hyatt ended that partnership with MGM a while back, because like you could just like match between Exploris and MGM Gold easily and get wave resort fees, and that was great. But now I think MGM has their own credit cards too, but they're also very mid, so we're not really going to go into that. So anyway, if you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a comment down below telling us what you think of this newly launched Caesar's credit card, and give it a like. Subscribe to our channel. If you're interested in applying for any credit cards, try one of the referral links down in the description below. Greatly helps support this channel. And Sean, why don't you plug our Discord?
Yes, if you want to connect with an elite group of award travelers and credit card enthusiasts entirely for free, check out the Traveling Discord group at the link in the description. You will learn a ton, I promise you. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next week.